The thing about dating apps is it's just such a vulnerable thing that you're doing. Like you're putting yourself out there and nobody's really built for that. Like it's very unnatural, especially Gen Z millennials being like the first to do it at scale practically that you have to develop a thick skin and nobody kind of really taught us this, especially the guys. I mean, it's a disadvantage for guys. It's just how it is. And it sucks. It's like it's a rude awakening unless you're just very, very good looking. And it's so critical that you actually understand how it's built and how it works. So you can actually succeed on it. Because I know a lot of guys, you usually just need a handful of changes and you can actually have success. But it's important that you just don't get discouraged by the results because it is built in a way to just make you feel like crap. It wasn't designed like that. It's just how it is. So let's just get started with the facts. And it's true. The top 15% of men receive half the likes. This was actually confirmed in a Hinge blog post from like 2017. I don't know why they would share that information. It's obviously not a good idea. It doesn't put their app in a good light. But they shared it and immediately like took it down just a couple hours after. But some people captured it. And yeah, top 15% of men receive half the likes. And if going back a few years before that, OkCupid released some data showing that women view 80% of men on dating apps as average looking, which is interesting. But let's clear this up. So the first thing, it's a depressing stat, but you have to realize like the top 15% of men aren't actually filling that demand. Like the vast majority of women on Hinge, on old dating apps, but especially Hinge, are looking for a relationship. And that's not going to change. It's like 70 to 80%. And no guy's dating 10 or 20 or 30 women at one time. What they're doing instead, the very, very good looking ones, I mean, some are going to just like go exclusive and then uninstall, but there's also like a bunch of them that are just going after hookups. But again, that's like 10 or 20% of the women. So the math doesn't add up that you're just screwed from the get-go. There's a lot of opportunity there. Secondly, the 80% of men being average looking. I mean, it makes sense. If you suddenly have a ton of different options, if just your phone, your Hinge account or whatever just blew up and you have like multiple matches a day, yeah, your standards would go up because you have more options. The bar would be raised. But it shows that you're actually better looking in real life, that it's not representative of how you should feel because it's just, again, how the apps are built. But the first thing you have to know is to have success on the dating apps, you can't half-ass it. And, you really, really shouldn't either, because this is arguably the most important decision of your life. Choosing the right partner has such a massive impact in your life. Like literally a lot of guys don't make that connection, but a good dating profile and a bad one, that is like, are you meeting somebody you really like? Are you going to marry somebody? That can have cascading, if you find the right person, that can have such a cascading positive change in your life and you end up marrying them. And it really does boil down to using the apps correctly. I mean, unless you want to go cold approach, and that's fine, but that's very, very difficult. And very few guys can actually do it, and even fewer can actually stick with it. But it just can't be done half-assed. You can't just throw up some pictures and be like, okay, I'm not getting attention. This sucks. It's depressing, which it is. But your ceiling for how good your profile can look is, I promise you, it's a lot higher than what you think. There's always room for improvement. I mean, just guys in general, moving aside the dating aspect of it, the dating app aspect of it, every guy can be pretty much, any 6 can be an 8. Like that's something that really, really surprised me, is I've kind of like helped guys improve their looks and everything. And like, not that I'm an expert, but it's just, we're never really taught this type of thing. We don't know, should we grow a beard? Should we like how to shave or trim the beard? What's like the right hairstyle for your head shape? Not knowing like a tan can turn a 6 into a 7 just overnight. There's things like that which can make a huge difference. And then once you understand like style and everything and you put it all together, and you actually get some experience, so you're a little bit confident in yourself, there's just such a ceiling that's untapped. And, you know, there's so much negativity around dating apps. Like, again, it's expected. But the problem is, and the opportunity is, it's not really about the apps being difficult. Like, everybody's complaining about them. And the average guy is very beatable. So it's not that you have to beat the apps. It's just you have to beat all these other guys complaining. And I'm telling you, the average guy is very beatable. So I've talked about this before, pulled up some stats. But for context, the average man has been on 3 dates or less in his lifetime. His first message on the apps is just, hey. His testosterone is likely very low, as is currently like at record low levels worldwide. He's so much more likely to be a virgin, with rates almost tripling in the past decade for guys under 30 years old. And in the US, over 70% of men are classified as overweight, with over a third being obese. These are the guys that you have to beat. And if you're currently so fixated on just ranting because the apps suck or whatever, it's like, no, put that effort into beating these guys, because they're really not that hard to beat. They're really not that hard to beat. They just have everybody convinced that dating is cooked and women are evil and the apps don't work. It's bullshit. And the people who have figured this out, they're winning, and they're doing it quietly. They don't like rage on some woman after they get rejected. Like, they grow up, they take the more mature route, and they get rewarded for it. But let's actually get into how you can actually perform and do well on the apps. Now, my channel is dedicated exactly to that. But I'm going to first tell you what I tell pretty much every guy that I end up working with to help their profile, because this often solves it and it makes my job very easy. But essentially, just use Hinge right now, because it is by far the best app of all of them. Get Hinge X, because it's pay to win. And like at least 30 profiles a day, and make sure you count it. And if you start getting results, great. If you get 2 or less matches per week, then there's opportunity. Then there's like, okay, we got to work on it. Because I mean, everybody has different standards. Everybody's, picture quality is varying. But this is, I found, a really good benchmark for you to actually get enough matches, for you to get enough date, enough momentum, enough experience, and start like really making a dent in this side of your life. But if you're getting less than 2 matches a week in regards to pictures, you really don't have to seem like Mr. Worldwide. A bunch of like pictures of trips you took, rock climbing and all this stuff. You don't have to do that. You don't like, it's nice to have, but you really, really don't need it. You can just take some fucking great pictures inside your house if you need to. You just really want to look your best. Now, whether your pictures are good enough, I often say, is the guy that's in the mirror, does he look significantly better or noticeably better than the pictures? Because there's almost always an opportunity to bridge that gap. It's just things like focal length, which I've talked about a lot recently, and making sure you use the right lighting, trying a bunch of different angles, trying a bunch of different outfits. If you want to like tackle this part first, I have a video on it. I'll link to below. That will help you a lot. And one of the next best things you could do is dialing in your prompts. And honestly, I didn't even really know how important this was for quite a while. Like back in the Plenty of Fish days, I was basically like spontaneous road trips. I'm looking for a partner in crime, whatever. Like, it wasn't that bad, but it was kind of that bad. But prompts are really important, because if women have a surplus of options, you just kind of have to expect that, okay, there's going to be better looking guys talking to her or whatever. What becomes important at that point is things that actually match you up with them well. And a great way is to just share things about yourself. Like if she's going through profiles and you happen to list this obscure band that she's absolutely obsessed with, like she's going to want to talk about it. That's something that you have in common and that other guys aren't going to. So if you have a lot of different things, I call them hooks, essentially, very specific passions, things you like to talk about, doesn't matter really what it is. Put that information out there. Use Hingex and everything, and you'll be surprised. Like I think it was the last video, I mentioned about talking to a natural physicist. and I currently am too, because I ended up putting astronomy as one of my interests in my profile, and then now I'm like, that's actually a big advantage of dating apps over cold approach because I could approach like 200, 300 women, and I'm probably not going to come across an astrophysicist. In this case, I am, just because of the sheer numbers of it. And it's just really about standing out. Really, you're not going to appeal to everybody. Don't try to cast a wide net. Share very specific things, and it'll hook the right person because the apps are built in a way that a lot of women will actually see your profile, and you can stand out this way. Otherwise, voice prompts, they're really good. I have, again, information on it. Video prompts are good as well. They just kind of show your vibe. It's just, it's still kind of a scary thing to meet people. I mean, a stranger like that, like for both people, it is very nerve wracking. But I think I heard like 20, 30% of like first dates, like women just flake because, I mean, it is kind of scary. And doing these types of things, I think it helps. I think it definitely helps. You're just, hopefully, talking to me or seeing me talk, that I'm not like some creeper person or whatever. So a video prompt in that regard can help. And just showing off your vibe, just making your profile as unique to you so the right person knows that you're the right person for them. But aside from just like the strategy and everything, you kind of just need to do it, use it sustainably for a while, put a lot of effort into it, do it every single day. People just end up quitting. Like do it every day for a couple months. Like it'll make a big difference. And just like remember that the rejections, they're not on you. They're on the person that you're presenting. And those are two very, very, very different things. Especially if you haven't put a lot of effort in trying to present the way you want to, and that could be hard. That is very, very hard. There's no easy rule book to follow. Just understand it's it's a game. It is a game. It's 100% a game. There's certain rules that you have to know the rules of the game first off, because if you don't know the rules of the game, you're going to lose. And the rules are really just like good pictures, very specific prompts of things about you, and swiping enough, liking enough profiles. That's really it. If you can do that at scale and have patience, then you'll win. You'll succeed. You don't need amazing pictures. You do not need amazing pictures. I'm telling you, you need good pictures, but that's not where most of your effort should be, especially like maybe the first week or whatever, you put a bunch of effort into it if you really don't have any. But beyond that, like a lot of it is patience related. But again, if you have troubles with it, shoot me a message. I'll help. If you actually want a significant amount of help and direction, I offer that as well. That you got to pay for. I don't charge too much though. But anyway, you've got this. Take it one day at a time, and I'll talk to you again soon.